The concept of a millennium, a thousand-year reign of peace and harmony, resonates across cultures and religions. But its roots might surprise you. They trace back to the very beginning of humanity, to the Garden of Eden and the fateful encounter between Adam, the first man, and the two forbidden trees. The tree of the knowledge of good and evil was placed in the Garden of Eden by God, along with the tree of life. God commanded Adam and Eve not to eat from the tree of knowledge, warning that they would surely die if they did. When Eve saw that the tree was good for food and a delight to the eyes, and that the tree was to be desired to make one wise, she ate the fruit and gave some to Adam as well. This act of disobedience against God's command led to Adam and Eve gaining the knowledge of good and evil and realizing they were naked. The first tree represents moral autonomy and the potential to sin, while the second symbolizes eternal life. There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Proverbs 16 verse 25. As a result, God expelled Adam and Eve from the garden, barring them from access to the tree of life so they would not live forever in their sinful state. The introduction of sin and death into the world through Adam's transgression is seen as the fall of man in biblical theology. Wherefore, as by one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned. Romans 5 verse 12. Some ancient Jewish and Christian interpretations also connected this event to the concept of the millennium, the thousand-year reign of Christ on earth. They saw the loss of access to the tree of life due to Adam's sin as foreshadowing the eventual restoration of eternal life during the millennial kingdom. The tree of knowledge of good and evil was forbidden. God warned Adam that partaking of its fruit would lead to death. This tree wasn't simply about knowledge of facts, but about understanding the difference between good and evil, morality, and the consequences of choice. It represented a step towards independence from God's direct guidance. The tree of life, on the other hand, symbolized a continuation of the perfect existence within the garden. It is often interpreted as offering immortality or a deeper connection to the divine. Tempted by the serpent, Eve partook of the forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge and then offered it to Adam. Their act of disobedience, the fall, severed the original harmonious connection with God. Shame and mortality entered the world. But of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. Genesis 2 verse 17. The concept of a millennium emerges from the book of Revelation, a prophetic text in the New Testament. It describes a future thousand-year reign of Christ, a time of peace, justice, and the absence of evil. This period is seen as a restoration of the paradise lost in Eden. The millennium represents a yearning for a return to the original state of innocence and unity with God experienced in Eden before the fall. Some ancient Jewish and Christian interpretations connected this event to the concept of the millennium, the thousand-year reign of Christ on earth. The prominent early church father Justin Martyr noted that since God told Adam he would surely die on the day he ate the forbidden fruit, but Adam lived for 930 years, this suggests the day referred to as not a literal 24-hour period, but rather a millennium. The ancient Hebrew text Jubilees similarly interpreted the day in Genesis 2 verse 17 as a thousand-year period, explaining that Adam died within that millennium, just 70 years short of completing it. These interpretations saw a connection between the loss of access to the tree of life due to Adam's sin, the introduction of death into the world, and the future restoration of the tree of life and eternal life during the millennial reign of Christ. The trees in Eden thus foreshadowed key themes of sin, death, and the eventual redemption and renewal that would occur over the course of a thousand-year period. In conclusion, the millennium, Adam, and the trees of knowledge and of life are interconnected through the themes of sin, redemption, and the promise of eternal life. They encapsulate the human journey from the fall in the Garden of Eden to the hope of a future reign of righteousness and peace.